It's called a banded wall open. You're gonna take a yoga block like this, pin it into the wall with your knee. Reason is you're just trying to dissociate lower from upper body. So what we're gonna do, lead arm is gonna be parallel to the floor. You're gonna be holding a band. If you can get your arm all the way back to the wall with rotating open like this, then you grab lower on the band, okay? To increase the amount of tension that you're using. So what you're going to do, nothing's gonna move. You don't wanna lose the block. You're gonna rotate open as far as you can, touch the wall, come all the way back. This is kind of used as a little bit of a mobility type exercise. You're gonna rotate all the way open, you'll do both sides. So this is that single leg kettlebell RDL. So what you're gonna do, find something to hold yourself on. Okay, whatever hand is on the support system, that inside leg is gonna be down towards that side, and the weight's gonna be in your opposite hand. So I'm gonna lower myself down, hinging, okay? And I'm gonna be standing up, pushing that hip forward to bridge back up. If it's hard single leg, you can always tap that back foot down to help give yourself some stability. So from the front, this is what it looks like. Driving the hip forward. From the side, I'm gonna show you here what I want it to look like. Is this knee. It unlocks, okay? But it doesn't bend any farther than what it unlocks. So it unlocks, and you're gonna be hinging over. Hinging, hinging, hinging. You should feel a good little stretch in the hamstring. And then when you're firing, you're pushing this hip forward and engaging the glute and hamstring to fire, okay? So it's down here as far as you feel like you can. I don't want you to get lower by doing this or bending the knee. This is all locked into place. And a good way to kind of remember how to do this is if you keep your eyes up and look forward. It's harder to drop your chest if your eyes are up looking forward. Be in this position, then you're gonna push this hip forward to return to that standing position. So this one's called the QL hip drop. Basically what I want your pelvis doing is tipping side to side. I don't want you turning your upper body at all. Just the pelvis is going to be dropping and lowering. You can do this on a step if you have one by a wall. You can do it on a stairway holding onto a railing. What you're going to do is this leg that's on the step is going to be locked and straight, and you're going to be dropping this hip down, kind of kicking this hip out. And then once you reach the bottom as far as you can kind of go, you're going to be driving this hip up as high as you can. Notice I'm not turning, rotating my hips, nothing. Moving on a very stable, level plane. You're going to do about 10 of these, and then you're going to switch sides. So this is called the Horschel drill. I'm just using a big plate so you can visualize it. You'll probably want to use a 5 or 10 pounder, maybe even more if you want to, but you set up the same as Bulgarians, where your feet are kind of the back of a bench or a block. You step forward, back foot is going to go up on the bench, okay? So this left leg is like my lead leg in a golf swing. Good athletic golf posture. What I want to do is I want to keep the plate tight to my chest, head neutral, rotate over as far as I can, press the weight out, engage my core, and slowly pull myself back to center. Okay, I'm not just letting gravity pull me down like this. I'm actively rotating over and pulling myself slowly back down to the middle with my core. You'll do both sides, and you're going to rotate away from whichever leg is down on the ground. So this is a 45-degree hyper with a glute and hamstring. So what you're going to do on this machine, going to get into it, and the point, you want this pad to kind of bend right where your hips are, so you might need to adjust the distance on that. So this is a glute and hamstring exercise. You can turn it a little bit into a low back exercise, but I want you to focus primarily on the glute and hamstrings. How you're going to do that is you're dropping down in this position. What you're going to do is you're going to squeeze your hamstrings and your glutes. Feel like you're pushing your hips forward through the pad. You're not lifting the back like this. You're pushing your hips forward through the pad by engaging the glutes and hamstrings. You can visually see the difference. If I use my back, I'm pulling up like this. If I use my hips, you can see me rising up that way, okay? You can do this body weight wise, where you're really engaging the glutes and hamstrings. If that becomes too easy, you can grab some kettlebells and really isolate those glutes and hamstrings. This is a banded wall airplane. You're gonna take this band of any kind, stretch it all the way across the chest. I want it to be in contact with your chest the whole time, so I don't want it to come away and swing out here. Tight across the chest the entire time, because the focus is rotating your chest, not just swinging the arms. So across the chest, one foot is going to be, you're going to step away. One foot's gonna be against the wall. The other one's just gonna be in a golf posture here. Goal with this one is to turn the torso and rotate over as far as you feel like you can while maintaining stability, and rotate back the other way, not stopping in the middle. What I want you to do is I want you to rotate to the point just before you kind of get this a little bit of pain, and then go back, and gradually you should hopefully be able to move into a little bit further range as you go on, and you'll do both sides of that. This is the lower body hip circuit. Once you get good at this one, you can put an ankle weight on there. But what you're gonna do, hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips. We'll start with my left leg here. You're gonna put the leg straight back. You're gonna do 10 just glute extensions where you're focusing on engaging that glute and lifting with the glute. Then you're gonna bring the leg out to the side a little bit, using a little bit of that lateral glute, but still keeping that leg nice and straight, trying to keep the pelvis and the back relatively flat, so I'm not rolling open, anything like that, just really moving that leg. Then you're gonna do fire hydrants. So knees gonna be bent, lifting out to the side like this, okay? Then we're gonna do clockwise and counterclockwise circles to kind of mobilize that full motion. So we're basically gonna do all those motions, but in a circular way. So it's gonna be that extension up, all the way around. You can do 5 this direction, and then you reverse it. 5 the other direction.